Hello, my name's Aaron Willis, and this is a short introductory video on the kit and how to get up and running. So the kit is a sample library of the acoustic drum kit, and it's designed for use with Kontakt 6. Kontakt 6 is a versatile sample-based instrument which was used on this project due to its script-based engine, allowing the implementation of a custom GUI and a complex effect structure. I'm using Pro Tools 12, and here I have a number of tracks. I've got a MIDI track, I've got a software instrument track, and I've got a number of auxiliary outputs, which is where we hope to route the individual drum sounds from the sample library so we can have control over them. So to start off with, I'm going to route the output of the MIDI track into Kontakt. I'm going to record and enable the MIDI track, and then I can audition sounds using a MIDI keyboard. Now if we open up Kontakt, we'll be greeted with this screen. I'm going to load an instance of the kit, and you should be greeted with this screen here. Now, for the purpose of this example, I'm going to reenact a scenario as though the kit is being opened for the first time, and this is potentially someone's first user experience with Kontakt. Now, Kontakt has its own internal routing structure, and this affects how we will set up the instrument so that we can have control over the individual sounds. If I click here to audition some of the sounds, you'll see we can't hear anything until we get to the higher range. So click on this drop down here, Workspace Management, and click on Outputs. This shows us the output routing of Kontakt's internal engine. And you can see that Kontakt has loaded its standard setup, which is a stereo output. The kit is designed to be used with individual outputs for each sound. And we have 16 total elements of the drum, which should be routed to 12 individual audio outputs. Because some similar elements such as kick, snare, there are variations, so we'll group these to a collective output for sounds that are similar. That is why we need to set up a minimum of 12 outputs within Kontakt's internal mixer. Kontakt comes loaded with 5 internal outputs set up already, 1 stereo output and 4 auxiliaries, so we'll need to make a new preset. Kontakt offers the facility to save preset settings for output routing. For ease of use, I've supplied a preset configuration with the kit, which will create 27 individual outputs within Kontakt. Kontakt won't let you just load that in. We have to do a bit of a workaround to load this file. So we click on Save Output Section Preset As, and this brings up a folder. And this will be the place where Kontakt reads configuration files. This can vary, but generally it's the same folder. Now in the kit folder, I've supplied the library, instructions, and also a folder named Output Preset. This is the preset file which Kontakt will use to run the kit and load multiple outputs each time. So all you'd have to do is just drag this into the folder which Kontakt has designated. And it's as simple as that. We already have it there, so I won't drag it again. Then we click cancel, not save. Click on the drop down preset batch configuration, and we can see the kit multiple output preset. Once we click that, we can then see that the mixer has been updated with 27 outputs. In this example, we'll only use 12. The kit has 16 different drum groups, meaning that each of the 16 has a different sound recorded separately in it. Drum groups 1 to 12 are minimally processed dry sounds, whereas the remaining 4 sounds have been processed additionally using analog equipment. The last 4 groups, compressed kick 2, compressed snare, compressed rim. These are similar to kick, snare, rim shot. So these have been routed to the same output as kick, the same output as snare, and the same output as the original dry rim. If we audition the sounds now, you can see that some sounds have routed correctly, but some haven't. As I said, Kontakt loads with a default stereo setting, which has 5 outputs. 1 stereo output and 4 auxiliary outputs. One of the limitations of Kontakt is that when you load your instrument, it will only recognize up to 5 outputs. And then say if your instrument in this example has 16 groups with different output settings, it will default some of these back to 1, which is why when we audition these groups, they only go back to the first output. So all we'll have to do is click on here, each group, and we can see here, this displays the output setting, and we can change that. Kick, snare, output 3, rimshot output 4, low tom output 5. As the setting that we loaded this instance into had 5 outputs, mid-tom defaults back to 1. So we'll go through each drum group. We can then put these in a ascending order. Now, with the last groups, as I mentioned, these are routed to go through a shared output with sounds of a similar nature. So kick, compressed kick is set to go out to output 2. Compressed kick output 2. Compressed snare output 3, the same as snare. And compressed rimshot output 4, the same as rimshot here. So if we audition the sounds now, we can see that every drum group has its own output. That's lovely, that's what we want. Now, Kontakt is set up. We can click group, click the spanner icon to get back to the GUI, and we can relish in the fact that we are halfway there. Now, in Pro Tools, as I said, I've set up auxiliary tracks. Depending on which workstation you're working in, though most operate in a similar fashion. Usually these aux tracks would have no input. All I've done here, as in this example, no input. You just click on each auxiliary channel input, and you choose Kontakt and the relevant output there. So Kontakt output 2, 3, all the way up to 12. This is 12 outputs beginning from 2. This now gives us complete control over the set of sounds. And the library can be worked with as intended. For future use, so that you only have to go through this process one time, we can save the preset if we'd like, so we have it there. And we can also have this useful option, save current output, the section state as default 4. All formats, and this will apply to VSTs and AAX if you're using Pro Tools. Now every time we load Kontakt, despite what DAW or what session, Kontakt will always have this multiple output routine in place. And this means that all you will have to do is set up the amount of aux tracks that you would like for the instrument. Alternatively, this process can be reversed, and each drum group can be set to go out of one output. And this would be if you would like to use all of the sounds running out of one output for things such as fills or creative effects. And it's just dependent on how you want to use the library. So that's how to get the kit up and running. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy.